let's continue Andreas's journey across the multiverse. I have several leads to follow, but where should I start? I could talk to Lucky Steinauer. He's probably at his workshop. The widow Kemperin lives south of here near Franz Potter. Bauer. Prior Ferenc is usually at the scriptorium, but I won't be able to talk to him until tomorrow. Still, nothing would prevent me from talking to Mother Cecilia in the convent. But if I don't attend Brother Florian's examination at the body of the body at the abbey, he'll have to do it without me. So I think I'll attend the examination of the body. I think we have chosen the correct skill set for that. I think we have chosen the logician skill set, which will probably help us determine like a lot of shit. I hope. So yeah, we're going there. Let me know if the volume is too loud or something like that. I can fix that. The sound volume of the game. Why throw stone? Oh yes, this guy wanted to talk to us, right? Andreas, this way. There you are. I am glad the storm did not delay you. Now, even though I gave instructions that I was not to be disturbed, we must work quickly. Seeing a corpse up close can be unsettling for some. I hope you're up to it. It's alright. I've thrown up enough to not mind it up so much. Okay. Well, that's one way to deal with it. If I suppose it is what it is. Just try not to splash me or the body in the process. Now then, you should probably take notes as we go. They might be useful later. Ah, of course. I wonder what we'll see over here. I will begin by expecting his anterior, starting with the face and head. No visible wounds, no blemishes, teeth in good condition, nothing unusual. Neck, shoulders and chest are ordinary. I need to clean some blood away to examine the torso. Yes, there it is, a puncture wound between the 6th and the 7th ribs. Okay, so he was definitely murdered. It's fairly shallow though. I estimate it penetrated only about an inch and it likely came from his own hand. Ah! Wait, he inflicted it on himself. How can you tell? But that doesn't sound deep enough to have killed him. A Nuremberg inch or an Innsbruck inch. That's true. Nuremberg inches are launcher. Nuremberg inches are longer. Okay, but okay. Oh, that was a joke or something. Wait, he inflicted it on himself? How can you tell? From the angle and the depth of the strike, it is as though he were holding it in his right hand and he fell on his side. You must know that I was not always a monk. I was a mercenary for 10 long years in Poland. My family with wounds comes from my time on the battlefield. I am no true surgeon, but I am close. I am the closest Kirsa has. If the wound was that shallow, it doesn't sound like it could have been fatal. That's true, that's true. It it wasn't. It's likely incidental. Received while falling on his own life. He must have some other wound that ensued forth all the blood we found him in. Ah, that's true. Let me take a sip of my water. Who do you think killed him? I don't know. I can't even speculate. All that I can do is examine this body and hope that you can figure out the rest. Simply pointing out the implausibility of Brother Piero striking the fatal blow may not be enough to convince the Archdeacon. Brother Piero should never have picked up that knife. I am sure the appearance of guilt never even crossed his mind. Now then, let's move on. Well, there is a sore on his sex, probably from the French disease. I doubt it had anything to do with the murder. The disease French soldiers received in in the brothels of Naples? Yes, how do you know of it? Oh, I see. Have you taken mercury for it? I haven't suffered from it, thankfully. One must be somewhat cautious. Ah, good. Anyway, it seems the Baron was not the most faithful husband, not uncommon among the nobility. I would expect a monk to be more shocked by this. I spent many years as a mercenary. Sex and death are common companions in that world. Besides, sex isn't all that rare, even in an abbey. Oh, we have a new viewer. Hello, hello, welcome, welcome. Must be one of my friends. I wonder who it is. I see. Besides, sex isn't all that rare, even in the abbey. Ah, between the brothers? It's not relevant to our examination, Andreas. Oh, so he did not deny it. That's interesting. Other than a few blisters on his feet from what I assume are new shoes, there is nothing wrong with his legs. Andreas, can you help me turn him over? I'm gonna say of course. There is a slight irregularity in his spine, possibly from an old injury. I don't think it has anything to do with how he died, though. I've spent enough time with nobles to guess that he probably fell off of his horse when hunting. It seems like a silly thing to risk your life for, but I am not the one to talk. Just 1 second. My own stream was playing on the other monitor. I had to stop that. It seems like a silly thing to risk your life for, but I am not the one to talk. Whatever the reason, it didn't contribute to his death. It didn't? Here it is, a rather dramatic head wound. Oh shit! Is this a minigame? The dark hair and the blood make it difficult to see, but it is quite bad. In my experience, I have never seen someone walk away from a head wound of this severity. How many head wounds have you seen? Yeah, true. Too many and not enough. As grim as it sounds, there is always more to learn. Italian doctors try to examine as many corpses as they can to fully understand the mysteries of the body. The battlefields of Poland and Lithuania aren't as ideal as a learning environment as University of Bologna, but they did provide an education of sorts. I'd rather be treated with experience than a novice. Not really. I don't. I think like you could learn as much on the battlefield. Why didn't you study medicine in a university? My family was too poor to even consider it. Mercenary work was my way off the farm. The wound looks like it was caused by a single powerful blow from a blunt object, probably no more than 4 or 5 inches across. How can you tell? The skull is cracked in a single spot and there is a clear impression in the skin around it. It would take an extraordinary precision to hit the same spot twice unless the Baron were already dead. It's likely he didn't die immediately. How long could he have survived for? I've seen similar injuries in battle. The victims don't last more than a few minutes, but it is an agonizing death. Even so, he couldn't have wandered from where the blow was first struck. So he may not have been attacked at the chapter house. He was either attacked in the chapter house or somewhere in the immediate area. Could he have been attacked outside of the abbey? No, I don't think so. With a wound like that, he would have collapsed before he got inside, and certainly someone would have seen him. So in that case, the old lady who was there, cursed at him when we were walking up with him initially to this place, to the abbey. They, they, like this woman cursed at him. So it could not have been her if she has an alibi for being outside. Maybe. And certainly someone would have seen him. Anyway, whatever killed the Baron was a blunt instrument of considerable heft. The part that impacted him was likely little smaller than a fist. Little smaller than a fist. I see. I'd say 2 to 2.5 inches around. Perhaps a pig mallet, a joining hammer, or even a round stone 4 or 5 inches across held in the hand. That's specific. I have again switched the voices, my bad. Estimating size, distance, and number have always come easily to me. Hopefully, your talents will help you find the murder weapon in short order. Whoever did this must have caught the Baron unaware. Save the small knife wound, he has no other injuries. I suppose that he was struck, drew his knife to defend himself, and fell on it before Brother Piero discovered him. So I believe we discovered 2 important things. The Baron was killed by a blow to the head from a heavy blunt object. Yes, exactly. If you can find what caused the blow, it may lead you to the killer. We also know that Piero didn't stab the Baron. We know that, and I suspect even the abbot knows that, but you may need more evidence to convince the archdeacon. Oh, there is one other item of interest. I found it in the Baron's jacket, but didn't want to open it without you. A note of some kind. I trust you to open it more carefully than I would. Ah, what does it say? What does it say, guys? Das Machin. The girl who died, and the innocent with her. Matins, chapter. Matins is the monastic hour corresponding to 2 a.m. It is used for night prayer. So what could it mean? The girl who died, and the innocent with her. Matins, chapter. Sorry, this water just tastes too good right now. The girl. What girl? And what innocent? Someone from the village? That could be anyone, and I'm not familiar with the families as you are. Can you tell who wrote it? They're not Italian, I can tell you that. Italian scribes use humanist script, and this is a highly refined Gothic hand. As good as Adok and Guy are, I don't think they could replicate this. What? Really? If not them, who? I intend to find out. I wish you good luck in finding the answer. Now, I'm sorry to rush you, but I must ask you to leave. Every minute you stay here is additional risk. Oh shit, someone's here. I'm gonna say nothing. Brother Florian, could you open up? It's Werner Stolz, the physician from Tassing. Yes, I'm in the middle of something. Could you return after supper? I'm afraid it can't wait. Father Gernot asked me to examine the Baron's body. Alright, just give me a moment. Andreas, I need you to hide yourself. Okay. Just testing how the volume changes based on how close I am. Gotta increase the gain a little bit, I think. Um, of course. Oh shit. That's not a good place to hide, bro. Ah, Dr. Stoltz. Sorry to keep you waiting. Now, what did you need? The abbot wanted me to examine the Baron's body before the wife arrives. It seems unnecessary at this point as I've just completed my own examination. Well, then what's the harm in letting me take a look? Dr. Stoltz, with all respect, I've finished. The cause of death is clear. If you have arrived an hour ago, I would have no problem with your assistance. Assistance? I'm a university trained physician. I can examine a corpse on my own without the help of a battlefield sawbones. Um, I'm gonna remain hidden. I'm not gonna fucking make rash decisions here. Uh, Regardless of your opinions regarding my abilities, the examination is finished. If you insist on inspecting the body anyway, I must insist that the abbot tells me himself. What? Making me break the habit here is a waste of time. So is performing an examination on the corpse immediately after one was just completed. Idiotic. I'll return with Father Gernot presently. I'm gonna get the fuck out of here, I think. That was close. Now quickly, leave through the cloister before they return. Of course. Thank you, Brother Florian. Think nothing of it. I'll see you tomorrow. Until then. Okay, so we've examined the body and we kind of know now. We kind of know now that the the Baron was killed by a blunt force object to his head, and the knife wound was very shallow. And so it could just be that he fell off his horse and hit a rock. It could just be that, But anyone who is outside of the abbey for more than a little bit of a distance away, who was at the time of the murder more than a little bit of a distance away from the abbey, is probably clear. I can't get that note out of my head. The girl who died and the innocent with her. What could it mean, and who wrote it? I cannot either, brother. I cannot. So I'm gonna go to the guest house and check out other clues. Um, I I can take a meal at the guest house. I can take a meal anywhere over here in these places. Should I go to the Gertner farm? Should I go to... Where should I go, guys? Where should I go? I should find someone to share supper with. Most of the families in town are welcoming. Lady Solomia may also want to speak with me after she arrives at the Abbey's guest house. Maybe I could even visit Smokey in the forest. Let me see. Either Smokey or this lady. Let's check the forest. Let's check where the forest leads. So let's see what all we can do. The Baron's man Michaelos has departed from for Innsbruck to request the presence of the most Reverend Jacob Essler, Archdeacon of Freising. He will be gathering evidence about the murder and interrogating those of us who might have information. I should talk with Lucky to find out what he was arguing about with the Baron. He's usually working next to his house north of the town commons. Just a second. Mm, I'm looking at something on the other monitor here. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Um, that seems inaccurate. I should talk with Lucky to find out what he was arguing about with the Baron. He is usually working next to his house north of the town commons. The Widow's Curse. Otelia Kemperin cursed the Baron when we were walking through the meadow. I need to find out why she hated him so much. The Widow's house is next to Franz Bohr's. Need to figure out the meaning of the cipher Ferenc wrote in the scriptorium. He used a volvet while writing it and took it with him. He can't keep all the robes he can't keep it in his robes all the time, can he? In Ferenc's house, I discovered a volvet he was holding when he deciphered the manuscript. I could use this to figure out the cipher he left. Prior Ferenc has been acting strangely since the Baron arrived. I should talk to him to find out if there was something going on between them. He is usually in the scriptorium and the abbot's house or the prior's house. I can't figure out what the connection between the astrological signs and the elements um, are in Ferenc's cipher. If I can find a way into the library after dark, I may be able to find a book to help me. Failing that, I can always inquire with the town doctor Werner Stolz on the north side of town. I was able to find an entrance to the library through the crypt beneath the abbey. A false relief opened the door that revealed a stairway leading up to the floor of the library. And now I just have to go inside after the nuns have left. Mother Cecilia reacted poorly to the Baron's appearance at the abbey. Could she have something to do with his murder? I should find out what their history is. She's usually in the prioress's house in the convent. Another day, another few pages for the abbot and hopefully for myself. Okay, this has been covered. Okay, let me go to the guest house and have supper with this person, I think. Try to find out a little bit more about the Baron. And meanwhile, before that, we can pet the dog. Quite obviously, if there's an option to pet. The developers don't simply put options to pet, you know. If they put it there, it means you have to click the A button, whichever controller you use. What's this? A letter to the Baron from Prior Ferenc. What does this mean? What the fuck? Lorenz was blackmailing Ferenc to get him to perform some kind of occult ritual. No wonder Ferenc was so unsettled when Lorenz arrived. The Baron could have gotten him executed for witchcraft. Ah, Master Mailer, would you care to share supper at my table? I would like to talk to you about my late husband. My Lady Rothvogel, I would be honored to break bread with you. Thank you, please sit. Bless us, O Lord, and these your gifts which we are about to receive from your bounty. Through Christ, whatever. This is what they say every time. I find myself rather out of place here without the comfort of the Baron. Thank you for agreeing to share a meal with me, Master Mailer. Of course, the honor is mine. You must have been staying nearby to arrive here so quickly. You're welcome to any comfort you may find in me in this difficult time. Bro, I feel like that is very weird and that is not the right thing to say, but since the character we have chosen to play is a Rizzler, we have to choose that. I find ample enough comfort in my ladies, thank you. Oh shit, I should have used that to use that time to say something more productive. Not that there's much comfort to be found in these cold and dreary alpine towns. Lorenz and I had meant to take a tour of them before returning home to the worms, but, well, return we shall. Return you shall, lady. I'm sorry for your loss, my lady. This sorrow is just the first of many, I'm afraid. Are you married yourself, Master Mailer? Mm, I mean, you know what we have to choose. Perhaps it's no surprise you and Lorenz became fast friends. I imagine he saw something of himself in you. Do you mean to say you knew of his excursions? Hmm. I mean, again, I want to say either first or the third, but we kind of have no choice here. I do not doubt it. He was always given to vice. His lusts for drink and women were once afflicted him with great remorse, though such shame faded with time. Lorenz was a flawed man. His various infidelities were no secret to me. But are we not all flawed before Christ? I loved him as a wife should properly love her husband, but I would not say that we were friends. I only hope his appetites were not what led him to this end. I've been searching for the answer to that quandary myself. Were you and Lawrence so close that you would trouble yourself so? I fear the abbot and the archdeacon will be led to inaccurate conclusions by circumstantial evidence. I merely wish to see justice served, my lady. No. My mentor, brother Piero, was found with the Baron's body, but I do not believe he killed your husband. If not him, then who? There are many possibilities, both here at the abbey and in town. Your husband managed to cultivate many enemies in his short time here. That does sound like Lorenz. He was a man of many opinions, and he gave him freely to all who would listen, and some who would not. And the previous abbot, Father Matthias, seemed to appreciate that about him. This new abbot is perhaps more conservative. Father Matthias was an open-minded man from all I've heard. A true scholar. Camera is also not in the right place. Okay, seems better now. Father Gernot doesn't share Matthias's passion for the written word, yet endures the expense of it. To be put in such a position would make any man unhappy. I understand. I wonder what he will make of Lorenz's gift to the abbey. What gift was this? It seemed to be a little thing of more interest and value to my husband and the former abbot than Father Gernot. He had found a book about the history of Tassing. He believed it contained some scandalous details. He said it corroborated fears Father Matthias had expressed, but he didn't share the particulars with me. Do you have a sense of what these scandals involved? Beyond the broad basket of Tassing's history, I cannot say. My understanding is that this community is quite old. I'm sorry I can't be of more help. I have some education, but I lack my husband's thirst for knowledge. If you find the book, hopefully its significance will be apparent. Oh, maybe the book has the lines from which, like the lines from which he took for the note that he had the girl and the death or some shit like that. If God wills it, no, I'm gonna say not solemnly. Will you be returning to Worms soon? Do you plan to stay in Tassing long? Only so long as it takes the Archdeacon to investigate my husband's murder. Though the circumstances of my time here are dire, I am in no hurry to return. Why is that, if I may ask? I shouldn't. I see a glimmer now of what Lorenz saw in you. You are a disarming man, Master Mailer, and much too easy to talk to. Wink, you're not the first one to tell me so. Ah, that does not surprise me. To be frank, I do not know what will become of me when I return to Worms. My title and residence may be in jeopardy. Okay. Lorenz and I have a son, but he is young yet. I don't know many of the legalities, only that my position is at some risk. Would you like me to elucidate them for you? I studied imperial law at Erfurt. Ah, thank you, but no. I fear it will only heighten my unease. I'm sorry to cut our conversation so short, but I fear I must rest. Of course, you have had a long day. With many yet to come, I fear. Be well, Master Miller. And whatever anyone says of my husband, I'm certain he appreciated your friendship. Okay. Time to go back to the lower abbey and check what missions we have for us. Oh, we can now go to the library, if you can see on the map. Let's go to the library. We can head into the abbey and then into... Oh shit, Matthew is in the abbey's circator. Monk responsible for making rounds in the abbey to make certain everyone is where they are supposed to be doing what they are supposed to do. If he sees me, he'll kick me out. I have to keep out of sight until he's passed. Good thing he can't see well. Bro, that's not out of sight, man. Or is it like, is this how they depicted people being out of sight in like medieval paintings? Let's go into the library. If I go up these stairs, it's going to take a while to find the records I need. I'll lose some time tomorrow morning unless I turn back now. I don't know what that means. I'll lose some time tomorrow morning unless I turn back now. So does it mean that I'll jump back to tomorrow morning? I'm gonna wait and see if I can... Oh shit, wait, it is the night, right? So yeah, I can probably go. I'm gonna enter the library. Search the nun's records. Okay, so I literally have to just read this. What's this? De Hervé Cambrai on the herbs of Wales. The writer is this person. I don't believe I've heard of him. Mugwort and whatever. I am not familiar with their properties, but they sound extraordinary. A beautifully illustrated book, and the author appears to be speaking from his own personal experiences. A wonderful hidden treasure for the abbey. What the fuck? Oh, I can go up there. Okay, that's not a good sign. Why did it do that? This is most curious. Historia de Labyrintho Librarium. Account of the labyrinth of books. Okay, that must be metaphorical. You'd need an extraordinary amount of books to actually build a labyrinth. I believe a Bolognese professor told me a tale about such a place in Piedmont. It sounds quite silly, impossible really. Labyrinth of books. What do we have here? A bifolium taken from a larger text. The Mystria Astra? I'm not familiar with it. Some sort of astronomical text. Seems rudimentary, explaining the connection between the astrological signs and the elements and their basic relationship to an alchemy. Each sign is... Oh, so wait, this is probably the thing that we need in order to decode the message that Ferenc had left in the book, in the scriptorium. Each sign is governed by one of the four elements. Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces are the water signs. Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo are earth signs, and so on. It cuts off there. The next page is about something else entirely. Sister Illuminata must be trying to reconstruct the larger text. Given the dramatically different context of the following page, the choir this... What the fuck? Came from must have been assembled improperly. Those two pages were interesting enough, I suppose, but quite basic. Wait, that's the connection between the astrological symbols on Ferenc's cipher and the elemental symbols on the Volvet. If I turn the wheel to the element that matches the sign, I can decipher the note he left. Excellent. I have already forgotten what that book said, so hopefully the game reminds us and fixes the mechanic automatically. This sounds promising. The familiarities of the Sisters of Kyosa Abbey. Yes. Okay. Mother Catherine was the first to enter records. It looks like almost 50 years ago. Sister Hildegard from the Goldrich family in Ravensburg, quite wealthy. It looks like she became a prioress after Mother Catherine. Cecilia was next. Sister Cecilia Alderith. Oh, this is Mother Cecilia's record. Wait, she's from the Wesler family? They're one of the most powerful families in Augsburg. It looks like her family donates a lot of money to Kyosa every year, more than my family season 10. Sister Gertrude from Hof, the herbalist, yes. Her family is an apothecary. That explains it. Okay. Matilda Oblate, yes, the nuns Cellarer. Yeah, Cellarer, okay. She came from Kempton. Merchant family, they donated pigments to use in the scriptorium. Quite thoughtful. I'll have to thank them if I ever get the chance. Cause yeah, we do use a lot of those pigments. This note says Sister Matilda left the abbey for several months. Why would she go to a hermitage? Seems strange that she's the only entry with such a note. The date's 3 years ago. This was just before Father Matthias died, which means it was around the time Baron Rothvogel visited. I should ask Sister Matilda about this, maybe Mother Cecilia as well. Oh, this should be interesting. Sister Illuminata, named Angeline from the Capocchi family in Perugia. It looks like they have some connection to Kersau through an old abbot, Rudolph. Her family donates money to the abbey every year as well. Okay. Talk to Cecilia or Matilda. Let's talk to Cecilia first. Oh shit, somebody's coming in? Oh, it's not a nun, it's a monk. There's 2 monks in the library. I don't think that's... What the fuck? What in the world? What in the world is... Where in the world is Carmen Sandiego? What am I going to do now? You should speak with them openly in good faith as men of reason. I'll speak to them, because I don't want to wait. I don't want to sit here fucking awkwardly. It could go badly. Yeah. I am going to talk to them. Oh, well, hello, good evening. What are you doing here? Andreas, what is the meaning of this? Did you follow us in here? What should I say to them? This is a delicate situation to be sure. They are understandably concerned. If their tryst is discovered, they could be expelled from Kyoto. Maybe worse. Tell them the truth. You're looking for clues about the murder so you can save Piero's life. They'll probably be sympathetic and it'll be clear that I didn't come here to spy on them. Matthew might be suspicious, but I think I can convince him. I know Brother Piero didn't do it. Someone else from the abbey or the town has to be responsible. You know Piero is a good man and pious monk. I can't let him die. Oh good. I can't believe Brother Piero could. Good. I'm sorry. It's just so shocking. I pray that... whatever. I am glad that you're doing what you can to help him. It's difficult for the rest of us to act given the abbot's opinion. Andreas, how does sulking in the library help you prove Brother Piero and Piero's innocence? I am not sure. Do you know why Sister Matilda was sent to an hermitage? I do recall a period where she was absent, yes. One day she was just gone. I don't know why. I don't normally concern myself with Mother Cecilia's business. I never spoke with her, but Moislav told me that he was taken away to a hermitage for her health. She was taken away to a hermitage for her health. Rudiger! What does that mean? Why does Voslov know about Matilda's whereabouts? They are both cellarers and they have reason to go to town on behalf of the abbey. Just as you have more contact with Sister Illuminata than I, Brother Voslov has more contact with Sister Matilda. In any event, I wish you good fortune with proving Brother Piero's innocence. I trust you will keep all of this to yourself. So long as you do the same. Of course. I will not say anything to the others. We should go. Good night, Andreas. I have no qualms with you doing whatever you want. Oh, it stopped in the night. Beach. Are we fucked or something? Good morning. Oh, it's not morning. It's in the middle of the night, Ursula. What are you doing up here? Turf. Oh, she told us to shut up? Haha. Would you like me to tell you a story? Would that help you sleep? No, I'm gonna tell you a normal story. A man had to pay rent to the king every year. The cost was 4 baskets of oranges. This was in Italy, of course. You don't even know what an orange is. Anyway, the man's young daughter had hair the same color as yours, same as an orange. And the man didn't have enough oranges to pay the rent, so he put his daughter in the 4th basket. He covered her with oranges and sent the baskets to the king. When the king's servants found the little girl, the king told them to raise her as a servant. They called her Arancetta, like a little orange. You don't know Italian, so that doesn't mean anything to you, but it's very cute. Anyway, as the girl grew older, the king's son, the prince, fell in love with her. But the other servants were jealous, and they gave her 3 impossible. Okay, so she got bored and left. Good job, Andreas. Anyway, we were very happy together. What the fuck? Bro, why did you sleep through the what the fuck? Why did you sleep through the day? Hi, Asala. Let's talk to Clara. Hello, Andreas. Hello, Clara. I have something for you. Oh, this should be enough to pay the rent and whatever. Andreas, this is far more than your rent payment. We can't accept this. I insist. It's enough to pay back the abbot, yes? But Andreas, how did you even find so much coin? Are you sure you'll have enough to spare for yourself? I'm gonna say I convinced Brother Matthew to pay me a bit early. I wanted to be sure you could pay your taxes in time. God bless you 1,000 times, Andreas. You don't know what this means to us. I'm happy to help, Clara. It's the Christian thing to do. It's probably best not to mention it. Of course, I won't mention it to anyone. Still, thank you. I'll let you move on with your day. God bless you. Until later. Oh, Andreas, I meant to ask, would you care to join us for a meal? I would love to, Clara. Thank you. Wonderful. Okay, same thing again. Amen. Amen. I saw that wretch of a miller this morning. That bastard had the gall to raise his hand to me in greeting. I should have spat in his face. Dad, I don't know how we're going to pay the abbey's taxes if he raises the mailing fee. Maybe you can work out an arrangement that benefits you both. No use talking to that man. Not with the bad blood between us. I could try speaking to him. He's friendly with me. Absolutely not. ... And don't you ever speak to him again. Why is he so fucking mad, bro? So Ever. I'm sorry, Dad, I won't. I promise. You're going to give yourself chest pains again if you keep going on like that. It's not my chest that pains me, boy. Christ, but my back hurts. Okay, fair concerns, not his chest. How are we going to say? I thought he was going to say something like his chest pains are not what hurts him, his like emotional pains hurt him or something. But fair, yeah, his back hurts him more. How are we going to get all these fields planted in time? I've been picking up this slack, haven't I? We'll get by alright. This farm work is farm work so hard on the body? Christ, don't get him started. You're damn right it's hard. Up with the sun no matter the weather, out there in the muck and the elements, working my hands to goddamn splinters. Watch your heart, son. You want to leave Clara a widow? Why don't you see Agnes Steinoren about a balm for your back? I don't want goddamned women's medicine. Dad, have a something. If Agnes medicine is good enough for me and Clara, I don't see why it can't help you either. Agnes sent me once gave me a tincture for an upset stomach and was quite helpful. If it's Agnes you got a problem with, Dad, why don't you see a doctor Stalls instead? Stalls is even worse. Charge you as much as the miller with all of the kindness of the horseman of the plague. The pain will pass. I'll push through just as I always have. Stubborn boy, why won't you talk to that old soldier up at the abbey? What was his name? Florian. Florian, yes, it was on the tip of my tongue. Since when are you so fond of the abbey, Peter? Ill Peter. Florian might live at the abbey, but he's a soldier still. Only one of them worth worth talking to now that Father Matthias has passed. When was that, eh? A few months ago? 34 or 35 months, I believe. Ah, young minds, a couple years, a couple months. You get to my age, there's no difference anymore. Matthias, you know he was impressed by my age. Thought I must have been blessed by the Lord. Wanted to know all about my life and the things I'd seen. Good man for a monk, not like that new abbot. Only cares about his coffers, Connaught does. That's the abbey for you. Do you see Otto up there, Andreas? The abbot keeps him busy. I had dinner with him and Andre recently. That reminds me, Otto told me to say hi to you, Eva. He's working on some repairs. Nah, I'm not fucking doing that. Did anyone at the abbey have a hello for me? York, what, Clara? I'm only curious. No, were you expecting one? It's only that I talk to one of the sisters there sometimes, Zidena. And I was wondering if she, forget it. It was stupid anyway. I feel you, brother. I feel you. We don't often get brother meals with you, Andreas. Pestering folks around town with questions like you do. You want to know anything about the town? The widow who lives near the forest, was she always like that? Kemperin. Shame what happened to her. She was never a sweet woman, Even as a girl she was surly. Though that has its charms. Dad, I won't have Andreas going around telling tales of your lechery. Nonsense, I can keep a secret. I have plenty of my own. I don't doubt it, strapping young rascal like you. Attilia. She and I have known each other all our lives. Her family has been on that land for generations, going back to, her great-grandfather, I think. Diedrich. Her husband passed away not too long ago. What's his name? Ranning. He was unwell for a long time, wasn't he? He seemed to be worse every time I saw him. Had a run-in with that Rothvogel bastard, he did. An argument over land or hunting, I don't know. Running was a good man, but he had a temper. No one could tell him no, even not even a baron. It didn't matter. Rothfogel, he beat running so badly he never walked right again. What the fuck? Probably what killed him at the end. Fucking nobles. Fucking nobles, brother. All this shouting is making Ursula restless. Let's finish our meal in peace. Alright. Sorry, Ursula. You know, at the end of the day, he is a good man. Hello, Andreas. There's not too much to do. There's leaks in the roof at home, and then there's all that work on that wool. Are the EVs so near to the lambing already? You noticed? Yes, they're just about due, so we shared them last week. What a trial that was. I must have spent ages washing it all. Have you ever smelled wet, dirty wool? There's nothing worse. Now that it's clean, we've got to spin it, and that takes an age on all its own. Lord, I don't know where I'll find the time. Surely you won't be doing it yourself. Sometimes I forget you're from Nuremberg, Andreas, Clara, and... At least the work goes quickly with the women working together. Lively conversation helps pass the time. Sometimes we even get visitors. I could be a visitor. Don't you let Clara catch you talking to me like that. Too bad other men in this town won't follow your example. You're welcome to come. I'm sure the others would be glad of your company too. Johann Boyer will be there to keep an eye on us. As long as you stay outside, I can't see what harm you visiting would cause. I'll consider it. Come on, everyone will be glad to see you mingling with regular folk. Hindi especially. She worries you think too highly of yourself. We meet at Johann Boyer's home. Come by in the morning or afternoon and speak to Johann. I think this will be a good opportunity for us to talk to the townsfolk and see what they know about the Baron and all that. It was a pleasure running into you, Andreas. The pleasure was entirely mine. You relentless flirt, keep your voice down. It will be fun to have you spinning with us, Andreas. Spinning. Okay, I think this is it for today. I have no more energy in me. So I'm gonna quit. See you tomorrow. Or actually no, I'm not gonna stream tomorrow. Probably the after tomorrow. Bye bye.